Good morning, friends. So far as spoken English is concerned, even written English is concerned, use of conditional sentences becomes very important. You may ask why. Whenever we are talking about two connected ideas, or whenever we are trying to express some probabilities and some improbabilities, or some of the conditions which are likely to be true in real life situation, and when we are connecting different types of things likely to happen, we need to have conditional sentences. So what is a conditional sentence? Conditional sentences always consist of two clauses. The first one is if clause, and the second one is a dependent clause that really talks about the happening of the outcome. For instance, in the first type of conditional, that is known as zero conditional, we often talk about facts, like if you smoke, your lungs gets affected. If you smoke, your lungs get affected. So this is a fact, this is a scientific fact. So the first clause is simple present with if, the second clause is also simple present. If you go out in the chilly cold, you can get cold. If you practice speaking English daily, you can improve it day by day. If you work hard, you can succeed. So you will find that the two conditional sentences in this type of zero type of conditional, both are in simple present. Like, if you speak the truth, you can be relied upon. If you say so, I am with you. If the baby is hungry, she cries. If the mother is careful, the child gets full assurance. If the country progresses, everyone is benefited. If we are visiting, Lakshadweep, India's, popularity gets improved. So in the zero type of conditional, what is there? We are talking about facts, that if you boil water to 100 degrees Celsius, it turns into water vapor. If you condense water to 0 degrees Celsius, it becomes ice. So the scientific facts are often stated in zero type of conditional. Then comes the type 1 conditional. In type 1 conditional, generally we use two dependent clauses. First one is, beginning with if plus simple present. The second one, that is the dependent clause, is in simple future. So simple present with if clauses, and simple future, the second clause. So we can say that in type 1 conditional, we have simple present followed by simple future. Like, if you work hard, you will succeed. If there is no rain, the match will be continued. If he comes today, we shall go together. If the conference starts in time, the delegates will go out for a picnic. If she works hard, she will get success. So what do you find here? Here the condition that is stated in such type of sentences is those one which are very likely to be true in a real situation. Like, you can say that if the conditions favor us, the climate will change. If the cold continues, it will be difficult for us to go out. If the the programs in Ayodhya on 22nd January happens very well, Ayodhya will become very popular on the world map. If India really takes initiative of startup, it will become one of the most developed countries of the world. If Modi works in the same way for improving our economy, India will reach the third largest economy in the world. So in this type 1 conditional, we find the two clauses, simple present followed by simple future. Now, type 2 conditional. Type 2 conditional is something which is very, unlikely to be true. It's something like imagination, or something like some sort of proposal. Like, if I had been there, I would do that. If I were in your place, I would behave in that manner. That means if plus simple past followed by subject plus would, could, should, might plus V1 plus object. Like, if he won the match, he would give us a party. This is an improbable condition. If he will win the match, then only he will give the party. So, if he were in that place, he would behave in that manner. If the match would be played, yeah, or if the match played in time, it would finish soon. If they came little late, it would be difficult to finish the conference. If India progressed very rapidly, it would definitely become the third largest economy in the world. If you told us earlier, we would go there certainly. So in type 2 conditional, there is E plus simple past followed by subject plus would, could, plus should, plus might, plus V1 plus object. Like, if he won the match, he would give us a party. If he really worked sincerely, he would definitely become successful. If his startup worked well, he would definitely go for another startup. In type 3 conditional, we state two such conditions which are introspection or retrospection, a kind of self examination. Sometimes regret, sometimes repentance, or sometimes a modification required. In this type of conditional, the two clauses are, past perfect followed by future perfect. Like, if I had been sincere enough, I would not have undergone these losses. If he would have worked hard, he would have become successful. So there is an introspection, or there is a regret also. If India had really worked upon rural economy, it would have really become fast growing economy. If our strategy of economic planning had been extended or had been tended to improve the rural sector, it would have been a boon to the country. If the people of India would have been a bit devoted to their work, India's progress would have been doubled. If she had worked harder, she would have become a very successful candidate. If it had happened so, the things would have been better. So past perfect followed by future perfect. If he had started a little earlier, he would not have missed the train. If he had worked upon the plan bit sincerely, the plan would have been grand successful. If she would have if she had come in time, she would have attended the show. If Mr. Khanna had spoken about it earlier, the people would have talked about it little broader. If the planning of India had been a bit different, it would have shown progress on all aspects of life. If India's healthcare had been a different one, it would have shown different results. If Mr. Khanna had told us about this fact, we would have taken care of his request. So we find that these conditionals are zero conditional, in which we use the two clauses simple present followed by simple present. Then the first conditional, we use if plus simple past followed by subject plus would, could, should, and that is type 2 conditional. And type 1 conditional, simple present followed by simple future. Like, if it rains, the match will be postponed. So in type 1 conditional, we are going to use if plus simple present followed by another clause, that is dependent clause, simple future. Like, if it rains, the match will be postponed. In type 2 conditional, we use if plus simple past followed by subject plus would, could, should, plus V1 plus object. And in type 2 conditional, we use introspection or retrospection, past perfect followed by future perfect. Like, if it had rained in time, the crops would not have faded. If things had been done in care, it would not have become worse. If she had worked hard, she would have become successful. So, past perfect followed by future perfect. So, that is how dependent clauses can be used in day to day spoken English. Thank you. Have a nice day.